All right, so once again I have to grind. This time what we have is a dragon armor that we're basically grinding slayers, and the only way to actually grind these slayers is to get combat 16 so we can actually use this dragon armor and upgrade our like go to the next boss and stuff. And I tried doing that like by farming the crypt goals by doing the slayer quest repeatedly so I could do both at the same time, but it was just very slow. These guys give like 50 combat EXP per, so it's going to be faster. So I'm gonna be doing this for a while, and since I'm gonna be turning my brain off and doing this, I might as well talk about something, I guess. So I don't know. Here goes. I did while I was taking a shower today, and yes, I do take showers as a matter of fact. I know if you were piecing together what I look like based on what I sound like, you probably assume that I didn't take showers. So this is probably heartbreaking for you. I don't know. Like maybe one day Queeby will have stands and his stands will try to piece together a face reveal or something. It'll be really funny. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, the topic I was thinking about talking about was basically my evolution of I have a theory on how taste evolves, and it's a pattern that I've noticed across every hobby that I've like splurged on. Not splurged, that's probably a very strange word to explain this. Every hobby or like activity that involves like ranking or like having opinions on certain things from a group of choices, I think I've followed the same pattern every time. And it's quite interesting, and it's predictable to the point where I kind of even when I don't feel like I enjoy something now, I know when I'll enjoy something later because of my uh my preconceived, well, just how I feel my preconceived notions work. So basically, how this came about was I was thinking about the I'm into a lot of things, but I'm into watches. That's like one of the many things that I'm into. And wow, my headphone wire got stuck. Sorry, my bad. So when I noticed that my watch collecting journey, or not collecting journey, but just like learning about watches and developing my taste, I've noticed that I followed a pattern that I followed with another hobby, and then I kind of just linked them together, and I'm here to share them in great detail. I also have plenty of time to do it because we are combat level 14, and we need to be combat 16, and that's gonna suck. Basically, so in terms of watches, right? When I first started off, how I started my watch collecting journey was when I was a kid, I was like obsessed with what are these things? Do they give combat EXP? I don't think I got any combat EXP. This is a scam. Anyway, my my watch collecting journey, it started by just like being a kid and like just looking at ads really. I feel like watches were very well marketed to me. I think because every year I went back to my parents' home country over the summer, and that like every time we were in the airport, I'd see ads for like watch companies. I think the most like advertising I saw for a certain brand was Omega. So Omega was like the watch brand for me. Ooh, attention interval, cool. But so and then like I never really like was able to get like into watches because like obviously I was a kid and money does not grow on trees. So I couldn't just buy myself a watch. And my watch journey truly started like where I got my first watch, which was my own in like the day before I left for college, where I did a lot of research and I found that I really wanted to get with the budget that I had, which was a little over $500. I wanted to get something connected to. Basically, I found this YouTube channel, Adrian Barker. I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with him, and his tastes were very are very utilitarian, and I got into like military reissue watches basically. And the military reissue watch that I picked up is a very common beginner starter watch. It's the Hamilton Khaki Field, which if you don't know, the one that I got is a 38 millimeter automatic watch that's not a military reissue, but a reimagining of a military watch by the supplier of to America of military watches. So it was like a cool like piece of history. It was nice to have an automatic watch, the see-through case back and everything. It like really it was a really good start, and it just only made me like want to grow in my understanding of watches. And after that, I started frequenting subreddits. Reddit is like probably most hobbyists' outlet for what do you call it? Uh, my inventory's whoa, 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 get off me, buddy. Chill. Okay. Uh, let me see. How do I want to get rid of these ender? Oh my, cool story, bro. Okay. Let me just figure this out when I'm at home. Basically, I got really into I got really into watches through this, and my taste, like, didn't. I still wear that the Hamilton khaki feel like almost every day in college, and now that I'm back home, I'm wearing a different one simply because I have access to it. But like, I really love that watch. And what is this? Okay, I'll just keep this in here. Eastone can go in here though. Cool. Anyway, let's go back there. Anyway, what was my thought? I know I got a YouTube comment from one of my buddies about how I can't stick to a certain thought, and it's true. I don't know how to work on that, but it's just a problem that I have, and is this way. Yeah. But as I started developing my taste, the most popular watch brand in the world, in terms of well, like in terms of market share, it's this glitch again, is Rolex, right? So what I do is I immediately dislike the first, like the most popular thing, and that's just my knee-jerk reaction. This is what I'm documenting right now, is that I just immediately hated it because I was like, oh, that's the most popular watch brand. So obviously I don't want to be mainstream and boring, so I'm gonna hate it, right? And then, you know, I had plenty of time to research before I bought my next watch because the next watch so before I went to college, so August was when I bought my first watch. And the second watch I bought was in March of 2023. So like not a full year, but like quite a while of strictly cool. Um, it was just basically a year of not a year, as I said, a little bit shorter than a year of just learning about watches, being active in these communities. Uh, Adrian Barker and like a couple other watch YouTubers that I watched for fun, because like why not? Ooh. But as my taste developed, I learned that like what I enjoyed was still true to form, very utilitarian, purpose-built watches. The Hamilton Khaki Field is was a perfect addition to my collection because, it makes a lot of sense for a person like me. And it's a very like it's not a minimalist watch, but every function is very like purpose built, and I understand why it has like a 24-hour dial and the date function. And how my taste developed as a result of actively participating in the hobby was I learned a, I gained more knowledge about the most popular watch brand, Rolex, and it wasn't my favorite brand for a very long time. And What changed was I just slowly became more open-minded to the most popular thing, and I was wondering, why do other people like it? Because obviously there's the group of people that don't do any research and buy and have a lot of money, and they gravitate towards Rolex because it's a very common heard name, right? So, you know, I did a little bit of research on why enthusiasts like Rolex, and I learned about their rich history. Obviously, their advertising is very good, and that like their product placement and advertising is the reason that they're such a successful company. But I also I started to understand their designs. Their designs are like they align very much with what I previously enjoyed, and I just ruled them out because I was like, okay, I hate Rolex because it's the most popular thing. And I realized that I really liked their design, specifically the Rolex Explorer, because it's also a field watch like the Hamilton Khaki Field. It's just a little bit more it's a little bit more up there in terms of price. And but it still has the heritage, right? You know, it's the watch worn by Sir Edmund Hillary, I believe, who climbed Everest. It's a proper tool watch, and I fell in love. And I think November was when I first re put that on the list of like things. I manage a spreadsheet of like a wish list of things I want to buy. And since like November, it like slowly moved up that list, and it became the most it became the watch I wanted to buy the most, and eventually it just became the object I wanted to buy the most next. And long story short, now in my two watch collection, it's a Rolex Explorer, and I've come a very long way since turning my nose up at the most popular thing to liking what I like and not caring about like what enthusiasts or what other people think of me. And as I was thinking about this in the shower, I realized that, wait, I have another story that goes exactly like this. And it's my story with something completely unrelated, maybe a little bit related, but Kanye West albums. I felt the same thing happened to me. And now I'm a changed person. I have a more mature taste. And the journey, like, I'm willing to admit that, like, I can be an idiot sometimes. And the journey only made me realize more about myself and become a more mature person. So obviously, I have no shame in sharing it with you guys. So basically, when I was introduced to Kanye West by a team member of the cross country team, I was in high school. I was in the cross country team in like I forget if it was 10th or it was like end of 10th grade where I was in his car and he played the song "Power" by Kanye West, and I was like, "Ooh, the song is really like." If you ever listen to "Power" by Kanye West, it's a amazing, amazingly produced song, and that song was so invigorating and well produced that I did a deep dive into Kanye West's discography, right? And a lot of my friends were also into Kanye's discography. It wasn't just me, so I wouldn't say we explored it together, but like my cross country coach also very much enjoyed it. So I had like a community of people to talk about my taste, and later I joined like the r/Kanye subreddit. That one's not as much of a like enthusiast subreddit as some of the others. It's actually really stupid. I have left the subreddit recently because it's just gone completely terrible, and the discussions are not really about music anymore, and they're kind of just like getting karma by any means possible. But what happened with Kanye is what happened with Kanye. A lot of things happened with Kanye, but what happened with my descent into Kanye's music was I immediately gravitated to one thing, which was I keep on getting these ender necklaces. I have no idea if they're good or not. By the rate at which I'm getting them, I'm going to assume that they're garbage. But basically what ended up happening was I gravitated towards the album Late Registration, which is the second Kanye album. It's not the most, usually when people rank his albums, it's not the number one album, but it's definitely on. Sorry, let me check Discord for a second. Uh, Sorry, never mind. There was a I don't know who I got that DM from. seems like a random count. Anyway, I uh I gravitated towards Late Registration because it's a very good album. I still love the album. But it's very well produced. Basically, the story behind Kanye's albums is that, well, for the second one, is that after he made all the money from his first one, he made an album that he really wanted to make, which was Late Registration. First one being more of a trial and error type thing. It made a fair amount of money, so he reinvested all that money into making this album as expansive and maximalist as possible. And it came out with a really good album. And this is my favorite album for a really long time. It even became a meme in my friend group how much I like this album. And that was the story for a while. But I guess this one doesn't have as much of an enthusiast group, and also like not really content either. It just, as I listen to more Kanye West music, I kind of realized that. Oh, yeah. No, sorry. Before that, I should mention that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is by far the most critically acclaimed Kanye album, one of the most critically acclaimed rap albums of all time. And I never said that I hated that album, but I never had it as my favorite album. I kind of disregarded it because it was the popular album, and I didn't want to be the guy who liked all the popular stuff. I'm getting like an entire, oh, I did get an entire armor set. It's actually better than well, actually everything's better than what I'm wearing. And I could use this. I guess I'll get enchanting EXP by enchanting this guy too. But anyway, uh oh, I don't have enough for growth. Forgot. For his prot. Thank you. Anyway, man. So My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is a really good album, but at that time I didn't disregard it. Like I still love Power is on that album. It's just that certain songs on that album I had a very hard time rationalizing why other people liked it simply because they were really popular. Think songs like Devil in a New Dress and All of the Lights. Those are really good songs and very well produced, but because of how popular they are and how, as I would say before, overplayed they were, I turned my nose up at them, and Late Registration was my favorite Kanye album, followed by like The College Dropout and then Graduation and then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, so I had it at fourth. And it was like that for a while, but then my taste evolved and I started genuinely I removed myself from, oh, I want to be different from the average person or I want to be special. And I just wanted to listen to what I liked. And I wanted to be honest with the albums that I liked. And this also coincided with my idea to give the album Yeezus a chance again, because initially when I listened to that, it's a very experimental and polarizing album, and I didn't like it very much, which is fair. A lot of people don't like it a lot. But as I started listening to Kanye more, I really started to, my opinion started to change. And how they changed is in the same way with watches. I started to re-understand why My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is good. I started to like Devil in a New Dress, and I started to like All the Lights. I, I removed that preconceived notion of, oh, everyone else likes it, so therefore I must hate it, and instead changed my mindset to, I want to listen to music that I like. And that led me to make it, when I re-rank the albums now, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is no longer the fourth best album. It's the second. The first one is Yeezus, and Yeezus is definitely an anomaly in terms of it doesn't really fit in with this little, not scheme, but like this little idea that I have, simply because it's not one of those things that I initially like liked or disliked because of how other people listen to it. I just never gave it a chance, so it's kind of an outlier in this experiment. But now, funnily enough, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is my second favorite album by Kanye West, and Late Registration is my fourth favorite album. So it's funny how these things change over time. And so now that I'm in the shower and I've made these this connection between my love for watches and let me get some healing. My love for watches and my love for Kanye West music, and how these journeys have transpired in specific but very similar ways. I wanted to see what can I learn about myself from this? What can I do to expedite this process? Or maybe if the process doesn't need to be expedited and it's just something that I've learned about myself. And it's an advice that my cross country coach gave me a while ago that ooh, I just kind of ignored is actually pretty accurate. What he said to me was that I enjoy being a contrarian, and I was like, ah, how could I enjoy being a contrarian? Why would anyone enjoy not liking what everyone else likes? Why would anyone want to be ostracized? But I guess there is some sort of thrill that I get from liking something that's not the most popular thing. And like, like even in terms of right now, I do pride my tastes on being unique. And I know it's a silly pride to have. Maybe it's not uh maybe it's not useful to the for me accurately figuring out what I love for me to have this pride. But it's just part of who I am, and I enjoy being having a different opinion. Like, and even though like Rolex is like my favorite watch brand, and I have a Rolex Explorer now along with my Hamilton Khaki Field, and it's you know, uh, man, I wish I had a personal compactor and get rid of all these ender pearls like that, but I guess it was not to be. Uh, Also, I don't like how I just keep on getting random other stuff. This makes it very inefficient, but you know what? It is fine. I guess I just put the Ender Armor here. Cool. But hold on, let me just enchant. I can't think about that many things at the same time. Let me just enchant this with Prot 5. Cool. Let's get there. No, but it's a very I enjoy like in terms of Rolex watches, like I still don't like the most popular watch. In my opinion, the most popular watch in the world is the Rolex Submariner. And I still don't think I still think that like that watch is okay and it's a little overhyped, but I understand why people like it. But like it's not for me. I have very small wrists and that's a 41 millimeter. I'm staying away from this guy. He's stealing all my Enderman. But like sure, that's not the watch for me. But I shouldn't like hate something because it's popular. But at the same time, my tastes can be different. Like, but both of these are possible things. I can still like late registration, and I can still think that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is not the best album of all time. But at the same time, I should give everything a chance and not stick to these preconceived notions of something being the worst or the best strictly because it's popular or not popular by what I assume other people think. But, it's like it'll take a while to get used to, but I think it's definitely useful for me in my collecting journey to not be how do you say? Uh, as I said in my previous video, and I will continue to say, I do these videos for two reasons: to speak English better and be more articulate and be able to think of sentences so I can be more confident speaking English. And also just as like a personal outlet for when I have to grind Skyblock and I don't have, and I'm just, kind of bored. So while, anyway, my hand's also starting to hurt, which is very fun. Could be that old wrist injury coming back, who knows? But, you know, I I enjoy being myself, and that's sometimes a hard lesson to learn for people. And it's been a hard lesson to learn for me too, but my taste in things defines who I am as a person, and I get to both be a contrarian while having a mature understanding of things at the same time. These are things that are allowed and possible, and I shouldn't, I shouldn't. Also, what I learned from this is that I should not label someone a contrarian just because their taste is radically different from mine. Um, what you should do is understand that someone may not be as mature in their journey of life yet, and just, give them the time to grow and develop as I have done, and I will continue to do. Like, obviously, I'm not the perfect human being, and that's just what you should do. I think the only thing that I do still outwardly turn my nose up at are people who don't go out of their comfort zone. And what I mean by not going out of your comfort zone is, for example, very there are a lot of, as I talked about in the Midnight's YouTube video, there are people who subscribe to very specific music tastes and or like anything tastes, and once they get into that, they never really mature past that or have this desire to see what other paths could lead to. And I guess a lot of people have given me this criticism because if you look at my Spotify profile, I'm like in the top 0.01 listeners of Kanye West, and it looks terrible, right? But also, I just listen to a whole bunch of music, and I'm sure that I'm also in the top zero point 0.1 listeners of like Tyler the Creator and Jay-Z and so many other artists. And I give many artists in other genres a chance. And even if I don't personally like something, I can always appreciate something if I think it's good art. Like, uh, for example, what is my item that I have stashed away? No idea. Cool. Um, I can still like, oh wow, I completely forgot what I was talking about. That's crazy. I guess this is, I guess I'm doing a lot of things at the same time though. I am grinding Enderman while listening to, where's this from? This is from Undertale, while listening to Undertale music and talking about my thoughts in a stream of consciousness YouTube video. So there's a lot of things going on at once. So I guess it is permissible for me to be like this. I'm just gonna keep like two ender necklaces and just throw the rest away. I can't. It's one of those things. Great. Oh no, not the gift. I like the gift. Cool. Okay, back to. Oh no, I have to enchant an armor piece before I go. That is what I've been doing. Is what I'll continue to do. Protection 5. Cool. Oh, I should be enchanting my. I'm an idiot. It's fine. Let's visit portal again and work to the end. Grind some Enderman because that's what I have been doing. I I'm just gonna pick up where my brain thinks I left off, may not be where I actually left off. I don't edit these videos if you can't tell, and it's not because I don't want to make. I mean, okay, no, it is kind of because I don't care about how quality these videos are, but it also encourages me to get better at speaking, and maybe I'll be able to hold a thought for longer if I feel the embarrassing pain of dropping out mid-sentence to chase a, well, like not being able to keep track of where I am. We got another Ender helmet. Is the unenchanted one? Yeah, gone. Cool. Um, anyway, Pete, oh yeah, I was talking about how Swifties. Yeah. So people who stay in their comfort zone, I do get upset with people like that because I guess it's not like very rational to get upset with anyone for anything. I don't think getting upset is ever a good thing, but it's always just frustrating when someone listens to so much music and they only choose to confine themselves to certain genres, such as like certain like very cookie cutter genres like K-pop or pop or like hip hop, and not really explore like the world around them because there's so much more in the world, and they're Endermen. I don't know. It just, like you can be anything, but I don't think you should be boring. And if you're boring, like give me a reason why you're boring. Like if someone told me that their favorite song was what's the most listened to song? I think it's Perfect by Ed Sheeran, right? If someone told me that their favorite songs were Perfect by Ed Sheeran and Blinding Lights by The Weeknd and told me why and was able to, you know, genuinely passionately talk about these songs for long periods of time, I'd be, well, first of all, I'd be very impressed because Perfect by Ed Sheeran's a terrible song. But I'd also be like, I would that's a legitimate, take, and I couldn't bash them for that because that's how they feel about life. But someone who's perfect, whose favorites, wow, speaking, someone whose favorite songs are Perfect by Ed Sheeran and Blinding Lights by The Weeknd, and it's just because, oh, the song played on radio and I like it. You're missing out on so much of life, and it's just, you know, like if there's so much other music that you may or may not enjoy, and by keeping to this like by not getting out of your comfort zone, you're never going to be able to explore them. Like just because the two watches I own right now are field watches, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to explore anymore. Like if I'm being transparent with my watch collecting journey, um, I'm not really in a position to buy another watch. They're pretty expensive as far as luxury goods go. You can definitely burn through a lot of cash. But after this, the Hamilton Khaki Field and the Rolex Explorer that I have, um, I'm really looking towards the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso, which it's completely different from these two watches. It's more of a dress watch. Actually, I want to get it. The one that Batman wears, the one on the oh nice. We're almost there. 30. Oh man, we're not almost there. But I really want that watch is not it's not it's different. It's not like the Rolex Explorer and it's not like the Hamilton Khaki Field. And the reason I like it is different from why I like the Explorer or the Khaki Field. The Khaki Field I love because of its heritage, and also it was just a great price point starter watch. I the design was also like the design also spoke to me, and it looked very rugged and hard wearing, and is very rugged and hard wearing, and I love that watch. And the Explorer is just it meant something to me. I got it to celebrate my academic achievement, which, not getting into specifics, it was a culmination of the journeys that I've put myself through and how far I've come as a person since eighth grade well, the end of eighth grade, where I wanted to be as competitive as possible in academics, right? And the third watch I want to buy is for graduating college, which will only come in uh let's see, I just finished freshman year, so I have 3 years until I graduate college, and I'm planning for that, and I want to go out like right now. I'm still looking at a lot of things. I'm not under any pressure to make a decision, but the front runners are not like they're so different from what I have in my in my collection right now. Like the Gigi Lecoultre Reverso is a almost a dress watch. Oh, man, these Endermen don't stop coming. Uh, it's more of a dress watch than a field watch. I'm just not gonna collect these. Like the Enderman minion makes so much more than me in this respect anyway. And we don't really need to flip the armor pieces on the auction house because we have a lot of money, I guess. But it just, I like, okay, wait, so I've mentioned the Reverso. Oh yeah, also, the watch isn't a circle, it's a rectangle. Like, it's so different from what I own. Other front runners are the IWC, Mark, oh, server reboot, that's fun. I forget if okay, I like the Mark 18 and the Mark 20. The Mark 20 is the current version. I don't, well, I guess I'll just wait for the server to reboot, I guess, if it's going to continue lagging like this. But I also like the IWC Mark tw I'm just going to call it the Mark 20. They're both pilot watch, like you get the idea. But that watch is also very different. It's closer to the Hamilton khaki field than any of the other ones, but it's also like a pilot's watch. And the reason I like that one is very different. Like, as you can see, I'm not forcing myself into a pigeonhole to like I see a lot of people where their collection is like five Rolex watches or that's you haven't really maybe like it's actually very possible that like you spent like many years going through very many other what cool like you spent many years developing your taste up until you realize that five Rolex watches is the culmination of your being and that's the collection you want to have and if that's the case like I want to meet you and I want to know exactly what happened and why you are the way you are. But like there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But if it's because you don't view these watches as works of art and you just want to get things that'll make other people happy or require minimal thought to buy and will still get you street cred by the local thief or enthusiast alike, it's just I don't know, it's just embarrassing. Like I wouldn't want to be in that position and I know you could do better, right? So I don't know. I was talking to my ex in college about this actually, but I think many people have like based on their personalities have like, something that they should be in life, right? Like I know a lot of people who are incredibly smart, but and like are in a certain career field, but taming 16? Man, I was so excited to see something 16 because if that was Combat 16, I'd be done with this ridiculous thing. Alas, was not to be. Man, I was so happy again, but apparently that's not it either. No, a lot of people like are born to be something. Uh, like in the Marvel movies. Sorry, that's super random. But in the Marvel movies, like Doctor Strange was born to be a doctor. Like it's his gift. It's part of his personality. And when he gave up on being a doctor, like when he couldn't be a doctor anymore, because of his personality, he understood that he wasn't just born to be a doctor. He was born to be the best at like what he does, right? He was born to excel, and that's his thing. And looking at the person I am, I was born to be a collector. I really like categorizing things. Excel is one of my favorite apps. I love categorizing things into Excel spreadsheets. I love collecting things and owning a diverse collection. I love discussing my absurd hobbies with people that are willing to entertain me. It's and it's just a passion of mine. And every hobby that I end up going into, I view it through the lens of collecting, even if it's not like specifically a collecting hobby. Uh, I It's hard to think of a good example outside of music, and I don't want to bore you guys with the music example so much because I've been using that for a while, and I keep on getting good stuff, but I need combat experience. If an Enderman could randomly drop combat experience, that would actually be very good, but that's not exactly a thing they can drop. At least I don't think it is. What's another? Oh, yeah, video games, video games. I haven't talked about video games. I love video games. I can talk about those. Okay. In in terms of playing video games and talking about and being an enthusiast about video games, which I would consider myself an enthusiast when it comes to video games. I really like uh I start I view it as as a collector because I collect these experiences of playing through a video game, and it's it each time that I finish a video game I want to go to the next one. I do a lot of research into what should be the next video game I play. And every once in a while I'll revisit a video game that I beat and enjoy it again because, if you're a collector and you don't enjoy what is currently part of your collection, devote your life to the hunt, you're going to be a very sad person. And you're also going to burn a lot of cash because it's very easy to burn a lot of cash like that, where everything is about your next piece and not about what you already have. You can, yeah. Anyway, but video games are not obviously there are video game collectors, but I don't think I'm a video game collector. I just am a video game enthusiast, but I treat it as a collection. And in my collection of memory, like my collection of video games, it started off with a starter video game, and from there my tastes diverged. And funnily enough, in terms of video games, I also immediately hated the most popular thing, which at the time of being a kid, the most popular thing was the Generation 5 Pokemon games. And I was like, oh, all the old gens are the best. I hate the new gens. Vanillite, look at that. It's just an ice cream cone. Now Vanillite's actually one of my favorite Pokemon. But yeah, so the same logic that I've been talking about before applies here too, which is embarrassingly funny. But like I hope that you at least understand where I'm coming from when I talk about not being a video game collector, but treating my video games as the video games that I've played as a collection. But oh, you can throw ender pearls? Oh, it's, okay, I guess you could throw ender pearls and also that can happen. That's very fun. Well, that's 20K coins. My co-op's going to be very upset when I release this YouTube video and they eventually stumble across it. They're going to bully me. Or I could edit this out if I learn how to edit videos. I think the first one's going to happen. But I don't know. I implore you, if you're watching this video right now, or not right now, but to self-reflect and figure out what are you born to be? Like, are you born to be an explorer? Are you born to be a collector? What how do you view life, and how does that make you more or less of who you are? Because as a self-proclaimed collector, my collections are my life. Like my collection of memories, my collection of video games, my collection of watches, they're all extensions of who I am. And to really understand me as a person, if you would like wanted to stalk me and do like a psychoanalysis of who I am, I suggest that you look through my room and look through my collections, and you will learn so much more about me than someone who just has a conversation with me and discusses why AMD stocks are high today. But man, this Enderman grind does not end. I don't even remember when I started, to be honest. I remember the previous YouTube video, what was it? I was grinding the ice thing, and basically how that went was I thought that like after I recorded it, I was like, oh, that was pretty quick. It's probably like, 10, 15 minutes. When I get 1,000 subscribers, I can put mid-roll ads in it and I'll get money or something. And then I checked the runtime and it was 37 minutes, and I was like, wow, I wasted 37 minutes staring at my screen and occasionally clicking the right click button to fish up a fake fishing rod. But that's basically what I've been doing for a while, and now I'm clicking on these things and taking their ender pearls and combat experience so I can click on other things to get their combat experience. You know, every time I articulate this, I kind of wonder why I play Skyblock. Like, is this really adding to my collection? No, it does. I really treasure these memories that I have with my friends of doing stupid things with them. Like today, today the we watched the NBA Finals actually, and it was really stupid. I'm still sore from this, but I did 10 push-ups for every point Jimmy Butler scored, and this seemed like a good idea because he had 8 points in like is coming into the fourth quarter, and I was like, oh, he's having a terrible game. This is gonna it's over. I might as well do these 80 push-ups. I could go be like, okay. If you really look at it closely, there's no reason why I should have taken this up. I should have just said no to my friend when he told me that I could do these push-ups. But I guess oh, this guy's taking all my stuff. But I guess I didn't have to do this, but I did 10 push-ups for every point. And fourth quarter, he just turned into a demon and scored 13 points. So not only did I do 80 push-ups for the points he scored in the first 3 quarters, I also did 130 push-ups after that for the points he scored in the fourth quarter, doing 210 push-ups in a pretty short amount of time. And as you can imagine, I'm very sore. But it was a fun memory. And to be honest, if I didn't do those push-ups, I would probably remember this final series a lot less. Because I did this for almost every game. I think I skipped out on two. But it's a very memorable thing. And it was a lot of pain. I'm gonna end up doing it, and I enjoy it anyway, you know? Man. I basically went through all the things I want to talk about, but I have like 20K more combat experience to get before I've successfully beaten this. So I do need to think of things to talk about kind of on the fly, which I'm not incredibly good at. So if you notice that I'm not speaking about a lot of things, it's because I'm thinking of what to say. It's like freestyling, where the guy raps a lot of or just starts like making ad lib noises because he's too lazy to think up of a rhyme that actually works for that rhyme scheme or something. Yeah. Also, I do listen to video game music in the background. I this YouTube channel did start as kind of just a way for me to document my Tetris PRs, and when I eventually broke world records, I could like, have YouTube video proof, and they'd be like, "Wow, you're so cool. I never broke any Tetris world records because I injured my wrist clicking the button very fast." And then rolling was discovered, obviously, and then my entire operation kind of became useless because like rolling is a lot better than hyper tapping anyway. And my wrist injury was for naught, I guess. Uh, oh, I might. Hopefully, I don't die here. I did not die. Just get. Okay. No, but anyway, as I was saying, I remember when I played certain types of music, it did demonetize. Well, like say that, oh, there's a copyright infringement or whatever, so you wouldn't get money. I don't get money on these videos anyway, but I muted the thing because I don't want to deal with legal issues when I was like 16 or 17 or whatever. Now I'm 19, so the audible music in the background instead of me playing it through my phone and having it, oh, those are the coins gone. But I don't really care about the coins. I need the combat EXP. Uh, I guess like I want to see what happens, and I didn't exactly lose much if I don't actually get, what do you call it? If I don't get like ad revenue or whatever, because there are no ads that play on my video because I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. So like, truly doesn't matter. Uh, it'd be cool though. Like, I don't know what it's like to be an actual content creator. This is very much clearly not actual content. But like, all of a sudden, if I blew up and I had like I don't know, like 100K subscribers, I'm sure that would definitely turn my life upside down. I don't actually know what YouTubers make for like how many subscribers they have. Um, to be honest though, if it was more lucrative, like if I had the guarantee that like, oh, if I started doing YouTube full time, I don't have to work and I'd be financially stable for the rest of my life and have as much money as I want, I still don't think I'd be a YouTuber. Like the job, I don't know if it's terrible or easy, but regardless of that, I have my own personal ambitions that revolve around like my personal ambitions are more than just being popular. They're like they're about being the best I can be, whether that's physically or academically. And I can't, being a content creator would kind of hinder my desire to be the best academically. Or I guess you can't throw enchanted ender pearls, but I can throw these. Wait, is this also enchanted? No. Okay, well, sooner or later this will make sense. How much combat EXP I'm at? This is gonna take forever. Oh, I hit 50 enchanting things so I can enchant my dragon armor set. Uh, let's see. This guy has growth. This has nothing. This has nothing. Let's get growth on this. Cool. Visit portal. Uh, well, I definitely had a train of thought. Maybe I had a train of thought before, but whatever it was, it's completely erased from my memory. So I do have to develop a new train of thought, which will be fun. Because, wait, let's see. I started off with, I think I started off with combat 14, and it took 20K to get to combat 15 and then 30K. So I'm 20 plus 15 deep, essentially. And, okay, I don't know, maybe it'll take a couple, like, I don't know, like 30 minutes to get there? I don't know. We'll see. Not 30 minutes, sorry, what am I saying? Like 15 minutes to get there? I don't know. But this does mean that I need to pad my speaking with more articulate sentences from yours truly. And that kind of sucks because I don't really have much to talk about. I don't live the most, well, okay, I guess I do live a pretty interesting life, but it's not like I did have this thought before where like my life is pretty fun and I do enjoy it like, but my interests aren't exactly Instagrammable, you know? Like the things I enjoy doing for fun are like going on bike rides and going on runs and playing Hypixel Skyblock. And I'm 100% sure if I uploaded a screenshot of this to my Instagram where people are going out and eating like expensive food and what else do people do on Instagram? Like taking pictures with their significant others. I would, dude, he's just chilling. Okay. No, but I'm sure that it would not, I don't know, it just wouldn't be a good look. But like, it's just weird that popular opinion on things is not match up with my actual interests. Maybe that's a me thing, maybe that's an other people thing. I don't know. Do I wish I lived a more Instagrammable life? Not particularly, though. Oh yeah, I was talking about being a content creator. That makes so much more sense because now I was thinking about like, do I wish I live a different life? And yeah. No, there's never a point in time where I've ever thought that I want to have different interests or I want to be a different person because I couldn't imagine being I couldn't imagine being someone who like has fun by eating out at expensive restaurants or something. It just seems like such a mundane thing to get excited about, and I would probably be a very boring person. I'm still a very boring person if I'm being honest, but at least I think I'm cool. And that's all that matters. Okay, no, 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 no. Now that I remember, I was talking about being a content creator. No, I don't. I have aspirations for life and what I want to do with my life, and I couldn't imagine not pursuing these dreams. I guess I guess that also means that I couldn't imagine failing at my dreams, but to be honest, I think that if I try hard enough, I could probably do anything I wanted to. And I do try very hard. Like I've been through some incredible circumstances in my academic career, and I've still been able to succeed in a way that makes me happy. So, what's just good thing I'm recording because I can actually go back and see. Oh, these guys teleport. They're Endermen. I'm so smart. Sorry. Um, Endermen do teleport. Sorry, I was just vibing out with music. Oh yeah, this song's from wait, actually, I didn't even check if the song is audible in the recording or if it like over it based on the audio level, I don't think it'll overpower like my speaking. If it does, I'll just scrap the video and do it again later. I don't really care, but I should probably check at a later date or like after this video gets uploaded whether you can actually hear the song. But it's from Kirby's Return to Dreamland, which very very fun game. One of my first video games I ever played. I didn't own it when I played it. It was I was a little kid visiting my cousin in Texas, and he had a copy of this game on his Nintendo Wii, and he had like grown out of it. So I kind of just that entire summer I spent well, not the entire summer I spent in Texas, but like I spent like a good 2, 3 weeks, and I played that game. I was a small kid, so I was like incredibly bad at the game, but I like super enjoyed it. So maybe no, sorry. No, no, no. So I really enjoyed that game, right? And then they recently made a remake of it, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe for Nintendo Switch. And loving that game so much, I bought the game for the Switch like a couple days after it was released, and I loved it. It was really fun. I guess it's not the most exciting story. There's no rising or falling action. There's no really uh, misdirection. It's a very expected plot. But I don't know, I just really like that game. Also, after I hit 20K, which is now, I'm gonna go deposit my stuff, so if I accidentally kill myself with an ender pearl, I don't, like, you know, lose 20K. Actually, how much do we have? I know I'm not the guy on in this co-op that does the money stuff. We have 1.2 mil. Cool. Let's go back to the end and grind the stuff. No, but I don't know. This music makes me pretty nostalgic. Actually, this entire playlist, I have a couple playlists that I have specifically for either studying or like I don't sleep with music anymore. It's not really feasible. It used to be something I was able to do as a kid, but now it's just I need it to be completely quiet except for like white noise when I'm sleeping, or else I'm just gonna focus on the music instead of sleeping. But basically I have like a couple playlists for like without words so that I can actually like formulate English thoughts in my head, which is hard when English words are being spoken into my ears. I'm sure that's very relatable, and I will get all the 12-year-old kids clicking on my YouTube video because it's like hashtag relatable or something. But this one is devoted to like video game music, but specifically video game music that like is, well, not like not only video game music that's more upbeat, but like this one allows video game music that's more upbeat. And basically I have it labeled as academic weapon in my Spotify because it's my playlist for when I'm studying for a test and I want to like I don't want to fall asleep or relax, so it can be upbeat, but at the same time I want to listen to some tunes and not be bored while I'm studying Physics 212. But I have other ones that you may or may not hear throughout the progression of this channel. There's one devoted to, oh yeah, this one's also like not always, not, but a fair amount of it is also boss music, kind of because like, you know, tests are like video game bosses. I don't know. I thought it was quirky and funny when I did that. But then I started adding like root themes in Pokemon, and then it just kind of just went to now it's just video game music. But it's fun. And then other playlists I have a classical music one for this orchestra concert I went to in 2019. I was part of the school orchestra for 4 years, and I've also just played my instrument for like seven. So I was like pretty into classical music. Still am. Classical music is awesome, but it was a cool concert. They played Dvorak 9, I believe. It was either Dvorak 9 or Dvorak 7, but it's just a playlist of that. The only followers are like me and another friend that I had who also went on that trip with us, and now he's one of my closest friends, which is cool. We call him Fellow. But yeah, and also I have one that's more of a relaxed one. It has a this guy's I don't even know what he's doing, but he's getting them. I don't know. Enderman can get killed by projectiles. I thought they like teleported away. It's interesting. But yeah, the third one I have is devoted to quieter music. I was inspired to make that one when I listened to uh I think it's Avril 14th by Aphex Twin, and it was like it's a if you've ever heard it, it's the sample for Blame Game by it's a sample for Blame Game by Kanye West. It's just that piano part, but it's an entire song instead of just being that one part looped over and over again. And it bangs in a relaxing, quiet way, and it inspired me to make that playlist. So maybe throughout the channel, I'll say the name of the playlist I listen to. Maybe I could link my Spotify profile. No, I'm not linking my Spotify profile because then you guys will figure out who I am IRL. Because it's linked to my Facebook, and then I will get doxxed, and then the FBI will show up to my house for something I didn't do, and it'll be terrible. Man, my thoughts and sentences are really deteriorating. Can this combat thing please 10K, man? Okay, at least, you know what? Once I hit 16K combat, like, grinding Slayers will be a lot faster and easier, and I'll get the dopamine from getting a lot of achievements unlocked in a short amount of time. And my co-op will be happy because I will unlock stuff for them. So, in reality, it's a win-win. Oh, no, it's a win-loss. Like, people win because they get to enjoy having more skyblock stuff, and I get to not enjoy myself scramble to speak coherent English sentences, which I, as you can tell, am incredibly bad at. Where does that dragon spawn? I've been to like the spawner place and there's no one there. What do? You have to like place summoning eyes? I guess that's how you get dragon armor. We got ours by manipulating the auction, just by selling and buying stuff and making money through that. So it's not really like, we didn't really unlock it yet. That's actually like most of the stuff we have. One of my co-op, one of the people in this co-op, my friends, he's very experienced with Skyblocks. Oh, he's joined and left numerous times. He's very experienced with making money, so he he's very wow. The English is not coming to me today, but he is able to make a lot of cash and fund our stat grinding fanaticism. I think the problem with Skyblock though is that like I don't know, to be like the I don't know, I always have this competitive like urge to be the best at something. And to be like the best at something, you need to be like it either needs to be like extraordinarily niche or like you need to just devote a stupid amount of time, which I don't have because I'm going back to college and then I'm probably not going to touch this game for another year. But wow, like I couldn't uh obviously like the publicized Technoblade he's making money already. Our the publicized like potato war took like hours upon hours to get that much potatoes just to get a number one spot. So I don't think that that number one spot will for anything will happen. But I do want to try. Like I remember when I was grinding cobblestone to make a compactor for a redstone minion. Let's see. That was actually the first YouTube video I recorded. Or like this like Skyblock video. I recorded that. I talked about video games and my journey with video games, but uh after I did that, uh the like sound balancing was off, so I decided not to post it. But anyway, like have you see the oh yeah, if you can see over there, I grinded a stupid amount of cobblestone. And I was actually very proud of myself for doing that, even though I was just devoting like a stupid amount of time to getting cobblestone. Man, the opportunity cost of that of explaining that was definitely a couple hundred combat EXP. No, not more than a couple hundred, like a couple thousand combat EXP. I'd be done with this faster if I didn't do that, and now I'm regretting all my choices. It's okay. Uh, I don't know. If you guys have ideas for topics I could talk about, and like literally anything, I will be very happy to talk about it and populate my YouTube channel more. And maybe you get to hear your favorite YouTuber's superior dragon. Sounds like a pretty good dragon. But you guys will be able to, like influence the channel and you get to hear your favorite YouTuber talk about your favorite topic or whatever, or maybe something else along those lines. I feel like, ever since I started doing this, I've only done it 3 times. Like the one I didn't post, the second one, and then this one. I actually genuinely feel no, no, no. Actually, a couple. Well, I can't reach. Hello, thank you. No, I did do this. I tried to do this a year ago when we played on a realm, and I was like mining something, and it was like 6 hours of me mining, and I decided to talk about something. Oh, oh, these are doing damage. But that one I had my mic muted, so I couldn't record that at all. So kind of embarrassing, but so this is my like fourth time doing it, and it's actually really fun to talk about my what do you call them? Just experiences, things I enjoy, because like it's not incredibly often that you have the opportunity to just talk about something you're passionate about and not really care about who's listening. So, and obviously like I do journal my thoughts every once in a while, but journaling them and saying them out loud are two different things, and being able to have an output. Whoa, you stole my Enderman, buddy. Having an outlet for your thoughts like this is pretty cool. Actually, also, I do play other video games too. Skyblock is just the one that is the most mind-numbing to grind. But I do play other grindy video games like Genshin Impact. Uh, not very much anymore, actually. I haven't played that in a hot minute. Uh, but I do play that, and then I'm also playing. I'm always playing through a Pokemon game. Right now, the game is Pokemon White 2, and because I've played Pokemon games so much, it's like it's just it's not like something I need to put a lot of thought into. So I could just talk about random stuff while playing that. And if that's not possible, and you guys just want to see Pokemon gameplay really badly, I could just talk while playing Skyblock and then record myself playing Pokemon because I do play a stupid amount of Pokemon, so like that wouldn't be a problem to me. You just overlay the two, and the gameplay won't be related to what I'm talking about, but it'll be like, cool. I suspect that's what Let's Play YouTubers do, but like you never know. Dude, we're so close to getting that Combat 16. It's gonna be great, and I will be happy. What is what is he doing? Oh, he's definitely doing stuff in the auction house or something. Yeah, but in terms of YouTube uploads, I also have my own personal life. Wow, I died. Huh. I also do have my personal life where I have to go on this trip soon, and I'm going to be out of commission for a week, and obviously that means I'm not going to be recording. So I don't have an upload schedule. I never will have an upload schedule because I'm not an actual YouTuber. I just record these funny little things every once in a while. So you can't really expect too much from me. Yeah, also might like I don't know how these like YouTubers make these. Well, actually I do know. They make their video essays over like days of compiling information together and stuff, and it takes them a long time, and that's why their voices don't dry out because they record it in separate takes. But my voice is like really hurting. So how about we get this 4K Combat EXP like fast? How does that sound to everyone? And then my voice will hurt less because I have to talk for less amount of time. Maybe YouTube will flag this video for the amount of stress I'm causing myself. I don't know. No, but I won't pretend that this isn't fun for me. I'm having a blast doing this. Man, I can't. Speaking of having a fun doing this, I can't wait to go back to college and do real work again. Because I don't know. I'm studying like math in my free time for my major, and like that's cool and all. But I really want to like do something that like makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something again. Like right now, I'm clicking black boxes, and it doesn't require the most skill, and anyone could do this. I'm not getting that competitive feeling that I normally get from doing something that I'm like accomplishing. I'm not really accomplishing anything is what I'm getting at. So really excited to go back to college and well, quite a while. It'll be something around 2 months before I go back. So I can't wait. But also I should learn how to relax and enjoy my time, not suffering because, all my friends will be back soon from UC colleges, and the ones that are here have been great to hang out with. And I really only have this opportunity to hang out with them for quite a while because realistically speaking, next year I'm probably going to try to get an internship. I'm probably going to get an internship for all of my breaks. Or even if I'm not getting an internship, I'll be working a lot harder and have much less free time, so I might not be able to come back for quite a while. So I should cherish all the memories I'm making now, add them to my collection per se, so that I don't regret anything in the future. And speaking of, yeah, no, not speaking of anything, but dude, we're so close to getting that combat level. We got Enderman 6. I'm sure that the amount of people that are at Enderman 6 is a small amount of people because no one wants to kill Enderman like this all day. But I don't know. Dude, okay, 29K. Dude, we're almost there. I'm gonna be so happy when we're done. Man, man. Also, the first thing I'm doing after I get Enderman 6 is logging out, checking the runtime of this video so I know exactly how long I grinded, and sending a message in the Discord group chat that I spent that much time grinding Enderman, because this is taking absurdly long. The like 50 combat experience per. I thought it would go a lot faster, but my sword, like the amount of strength I have is not that much, so I'm not exactly one tapping every Enderman unless I crit the first hit. But I guess that's just par for the course, being this low leveled and trying to grind these things so fast. If you can't tell, this is like not, it's not our first day in the game, but like this co-op's less than like a week old, and we've been going very far because of not only experience, but just our willingness to grind and grind efficiently. We're also just really hard workers. That's also a thing that's been going on. Combat 16! I'm so happy. Okay, wait. Let me go home. Wow, Combat 16. I can finally wear this armor, and I can enchant one of the armor pieces. After I do this, I'm gonna stop the recording and check the runtime and celebrate because I'm finally done. This has growth. This has... Cool. This gets growth. Cool. Okay. Well, stop recording.